Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is gonna be special because it's a video with my husband for the first time. So do you want to say hi?
Hello.
So this is gonna be a special Q&A with my husband. I've asked on Instagram for you guys to ask us any questions, or if you guys need any relationship advice. I got a ton of messages, so without further ado, let's get right into it. And we're also starving, so we're gonna try to eat our dinner while filming this Q&A. Let's first take a bite. 넌 배고프잖아, 그치? 나도. 맛있어? 오!
That would have been better.
진짜.
맛있죠?
So the first question is for David. His name is David, by the way. So they ask, how old are you? What's your name? Where are you from? What do you do for work? What did you graduate with? Just like very brief introduction about yourself.
My name is David. How old am I? 32.
32.
Turning 33 soon.
Yes. His birthday is Valentine's Day. I think this video is going to go up on Valentine's Day.
Oh, is it?
So.
Oh, then
It's his birthday!
I'm Korean. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. I worked in corporate finance. Oh, I studied finance and accounting in college.
And the really funny thing is, like, a lot of people ask when we're gonna get married. It's funny because we already got married. We got married last year, or
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Wow, time flies. So we got married 2023 May
June.
or June. It's because we celebrate in May. We always celebrate our wedding anniversary in May. But I know it's June 10th. How did you guys meet? Was it love at first sight?
It technically wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
We met at church. When we first met, we both had, I guess, long distance relationships.
We were both in relationships.
At the beginning, it was more just not even a friend. We just said hi to each other at church.
Acquaintance.
Acquaintance. For like first 2 years, that's all it was. We didn't really have much interaction. I guess the third year, we both ended each of our relationship around the same time. As people just kind of hung out together, we got to spend some time together. I trapped you.
Yeah, not love at first sight. One question is, please tell your very first conversation when you saw each other very first time. This one's very interesting.
Very first time.
Yeah, it's about
Oh.
me. I mean, this was obviously at our church, and he approached me and he was like, hey, do you know this girl named Michelle? And I was like, Michelle? Michelle's my sister's name. And I was like, oh, that's my sister. And then he was like, I know Michelle. And I was like, what? How? And apparently they knew each other back in Indiana. They went to the same school and they went to the same church. He was actually the youth group leader.
Small group leader.
Or small group leader. And she was part of that small group. Apparently, he just heard my voice and he was like, wait, that voice sounds so familiar. Like, I know this voice. And that's how he approached me and asked me if I knew Michelle. Because, like, her voice and my voice sounds too similar, I guess.
Yeah, and you guys had both same last name, R-H-E-E,
Oh, true.
which is not common.
It's really rare, actually. Nothing romantic. It was just like, whoa, what a small world. Question. How did you know he was the one and she was the one for you?
It was like a mirror of my previous relationships and kind of going through that step of what works, what doesn't work. So I think early on in the relationship, I tried to just kind of show more of like who I am versus trying to like cover it up to be, I could be this, I could be that. Trying to impress you is more like, my stance was, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then, you know, we have to move on.
I feel like my answer is also kind of similar. I mean, I don't think I ever try to hide my true personality ever in relationships, but I feel like when we had a conflict, I like the way we resolved things. Like, we always talked it out. We didn't raise our voices. We're always trying to like understand each other's perspective. I just thought that was very healthy. I think the big thing is that I didn't have any red flags. That's a big thing. There's always in a moment, like in my past relationship, where I'm like, oh, maybe that's a red flag. Or, you know, that kind of like makes me doubt like forever relationship with this person. But then I never had that with him. We dated for about 4 years before we got married. That's not a short amount of time, you know? So I thought that if there were red flags, I would have noticed it by then. Who said I love you first?
Probably me.
Did you?
I don't remember. But probably me, because earlier on, Lisa was not impressed.
Not the usual type that I would go for. So when he first showed some interest, I was a little like, we'll see. No, we'll meet a couple of times. When I was still trying to know him, that's when you said I love you. So maybe that's why I did.
Possibly.
I remember not saying it back.
I don't remember the exact moment though, but
yeah,
generally earlier on, you're more reserved about where this could go, I think. Which I think is not a bad thing.
No, I was just being cautious. Like for me, when I commit to a relationship, I wanted to be like committed fully. I was just trying to make sure that I am putting myself into the right place. How do you guys resolve fights or issues? I should kind of talk about this.
A lot of talking.
It's a lot of talking.
Then just being honest. People talk in different ways, right? People could be direct, maybe too direct. People can be too indirect. And I think you kind of figured out that if you go roundabout way of addressing something, I'm probably not going to get it. And I think you picked it up really early. And then after that, you just started just telling me how you felt and what you want me to do. Or even if you didn't know what you wanted me to do, you just kind of told me. And that helped even to this day. Because I don't always know.
Right.
So
we had a very different style of resolving conflict. I was more of a type who needed some space and think about, is this worth bringing up kind of thing, where when he had a problem or needed to point something out, he did it at that moment. I think in the beginning of our relationship, we quickly realized that we had a different style. We both tried to change in the way we resolve conflicts so that we accommodate each other. Yeah, so now we end up just trying to like talk it out at that moment, where I try to express it more.
Yeah.
Whereas he also tried to, listen to me more, even if it's for the pettiest reason. I'm upset.
Yeah.
He's just very patient, which I think takes a lot of effort. Was marriage like you imagined?
I don't think I had like a fantasy of what marriage would look like. I think maybe from like having a family down the road with kids and how we interact with the in-laws and everything.
So just very generic.
But like for now, because it's more of just us, things haven't changed as much as I expected. It's like we spend much more time together, but that's like the main difference.
I also didn't have like a specific picture of what I want my marriage to look like, but there are specific things where I think is essential for a happy marriage. Like for example, I definitely wanted a relationship where I felt safe to talk about my personal stuff. I want to be safe to express any emotions I feel or any personal stuff that I go through. So I definitely imagine my marriage to be very stable. So in that sense, I feel like it is the marriage that I imagined. Okay, next question. What's your favorite couple memory? Oh, I'm gonna go first because I feel like he's gonna steal mine. I think our trip to Hawaii is so far our best memory. Just because like every moment was so amazing. We did some unforgettable things like swimming with the manta rays, which is like still to this day I don't know how we managed to do that because like we were kind of jet lagged. It was like 2 a.m. and just like we went into the dark ocean. It was super cold, but overall I feel like that trip was just like very memorable to me. What about you?
나도 하와이였는데.
Yeah, what about the Hawaii then? Like what moment
it was
from
like,
the Hawaii trip?
For me it was like when we went snorkeling.
Two-Step Beach.
Oh.
The background story of this is I can't swim without the arm tubes. I need life jacket or some kind of guidance with me for me to swim in like open water. So we went to this place called Two-Step Beach, and it's known for taking 2 steps and you literally fall into an ocean. He went in first and he started swimming and he was like, oh my god, Lisa, there's so much like fish here, come in. And I was like, okay. And then I was like so excited that I forgot that I didn't have my arm tubes with me. So I literally fell in and I started like drowning. I was like, wait, opa. So he like quickly swam and then saved me from that. That's your favorite memory?
Yeah.
What?
I saw a lot of fish there too.
Oh, it's really pretty. I highly recommend going there if you're ever gonna visit the Big Island, Hawaii. And you can check it out in my Hawaii vlog. I'll link it right there. How do you deal with each other's busy days?
Just leave each other alone.
Example, like today was such a busy day for me because I just had a lot of filming to do. You know, that's when he takes care of everything else, like running errands, cleaning, or he also enjoys his own hobbies. So I feel like it kind of like works out because he also likes his own alone time. And I like to have my alone time to do work. So kind of works out. But I think aside from times when we're like both busy, we try to spend time together. We do everything together, you know, eating food, playing Nintendo, watching TV. Does your husband support you in your hobbies? Do you do the same for him? It's kind of like similar thing, right? What we just touched upon.
The problem is Lisa doesn't have hobbies.
Yeah, YouTube is my hobbies. How was the process of organizing a wedding? Oh,
That was all Lisa.
it was all me. But to be honest, I really enjoyed it because I am a power J. So I like to plan things in advance. And for my wedding, of course, I wanted to be like perfect. So way in advance, I started like planning everything, which I absolutely enjoyed, but could be stressful sometimes when things don't go as you plan. So but at the end, I feel like I enjoyed it, especially the photo shoot. I had so much fun. We did our photo shoot in December.
At the end of December.
At the end of December, and it was like day after it snowed or something. So it was like everything was icy cold, but I still had fun. I don't know about you, but I had fun. Where did you guys go for honeymoon? We went to Koh Samui, Thailand, and then we went to Bangkok. There's also a vlog of our honeymoon, so please check it out if you haven't. Should we say what's our favorite moment from the honeymoon is?
The most unique thing was driving the motorcycle, but the fact that I had the luggage in front of me and then Lisa behind me, and trucks going to the left and right.
Everyone rides a motorcycle.
It was
like
taxis were really expensive.
it's like overpriced, so it just makes sense to ride motorcycles or scooters. And then for me, I think it's just staying at the hotel at Koh Samui because it's like one of the most luxurious hotels I've ever been to. And I think it will be like the most luxurious one I will ever go to in my life. Probably.
That was really expensive.
Expensive but cheap because it was in Thailand, relatively.
Yeah.
If you want to see where we stayed at, check out our vlog. It's really fancy. It was really nice. Now, chapter 2 of this video is relationship advice. A lot of you guys submitted a lot of questions. Just generally, you guys wanted a relationship advice. So let's go over some of these together. My crush says he doesn't want a relationship now and wants to find a job first. Should I wait? Wow, this was a lot of like early 20s concerns because that's when you graduate, everyone's trying to find a job, you still have like a person that you like, so scary to get into a relationship because you think that's going to be a huddle in finding a job. So I don't know.
If he really likes her, then he probably wouldn't say something like that. But also, if he's the type that would be like held to responsibility and wants to provide and things like that, then he wants to be kind of in that state where he can provide. I don't know, it's hard to tell. You have to give us a little bit more context for us to say, should you wait, should you not wait? I think it really depends. But if he's a good guy, he'll come around. Once he finds a job, once he kind of figures out his situation, then he'll come around. But it really would be up to you on how long you would want to wait.
Next is, how do you find your special someone? Any tips for the single people out there? One advice is to keep trying, keep searching, go out there. If you're gonna like stay alone at your own house, like, you're not gonna meet anyone new. Like, you do have to like go out there, find a new community, or you know, like you do have to be proactive about it if you really do want to meet someone new.
That was probably one of the struggles for me because I'm more introverted. I don't really like going out.
Me too.
So it's like trying to go out, finding new people was generally hard for me. So for me, it was more so, you know, leveraging friend groups that I already have and try to go expand using that group instead of, you know, going out to like a complete stranger and trying to talk to someone.
Yeah, I think mutual friends might be an option too. I mean, that's how we kind of met. Yeah, we met through our mutual friend.
Yeah.
Let your friends know that you're interested in finding someone new. Any advice about handling a slow burn relationship?
What's a slow burn relationship?
I think it's like, no, there's no like spark in the beginning, but it's like progressively. But I actually prefer a slow burn relationship. I don't like having that spark in the beginning because I truly like personally believe that that spark is gonna go away.
You like consistency.
Yeah, the perk about having a slow burn relationship is that you're like constantly improving your relationship, right? Because like it's going upwards. Whereas I feel like spark in the beginning is like, and then it's going. It's like a downfall. I mean, that's how I imagine it. So I actually prefer a slow burn relationship if I have the right definition of slow burn. But
yeah, I wonder if we're answering this correctly.
but yeah, based on our knowledge. The last question is how to overcome the boring stage.
What's a boring stage? Like when you lose interest?
No spark. Maybe like in relationship.
Oh, so like early spark and then that dies down.
I guess so.
Maybe it's when things get too cyclical. But like, let's say you know we want to go out on a date, and it's movie, meal, coffee. Movie, meal, coffee. Every time. Then it could get boring.
Yeah, I guess maybe you could try to do something new together because there's definitely a lot of things out there that I bet you guys didn't do together yet.
Each other's hobbies.
Yeah, you can do each other's hobbies. There's like so many cool stuff like escape rooms, some games you can play together. I forget the names, but like just Google what can you do on a date? And they really give you a lot of new ideas that you never really heard of, aside from just like eating out, watching a movie, you know.
Even if you don't like it, when you go to the golf shops with me,
it's no fun.
But I'll try to find spots where you might like it.
And I just sit there and watch them have fun. But you know, you're still spending time together. So I think that's what makes it
And I don't feel like your relationship has to be like exciting at every moment either.
Right.
So maybe that boring could be that consistency that Lisa likes.
Yeah, so maybe like trying to see it from a different perspective might help overcome this boring stage if you try to look on the bright side.
And just appreciate.
I can do nothing with him, but our relationship is still going strong, you know. That's all the questions. I mean, I tried to cover all of your questions, but this was a lot of fun. How did you feel about your first ever video?
I don't know. I hope I didn't say anything stupid. Yeah, good to see everyone. Yeah, I don't know what to say at this point.
Good to see everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed our video. I hope it was a chance for you guys to get to know David more and us more and me more. Thank you for watching until the end, and I'll see you guys in my next video then. Bye bye.